Hello and welcome to the WBAP 820 570 KLIF Weather Podcast for Thursday, November 17th. We're 1 week away from Thanksgiving, and that's what we're going to focus on a lot today. Not only the weather around Thanksgiving, but also the weather leading up to it, not just in Texas, but nationwide if you're traveling for the holidays. First, let's start with the morning satellite loop over Texas, and you can see lots of clouds streaming from southwest to northeast over the southern third of the state. Notice the flat clouds first, and then the rougher textured clouds cutting across the lower valley into the coastal bend, and those clouds with more vertical development are producing some rain pretty much along the Texas Gulf Coast, and there will be more rain in south and coastal Texas over the next couple of days. National radar shows us that rain near the lower valley, the middle Texas coast, and along I-10 from San Antonio over to Houston. Farther north, we're watching a mixture of rain and snow from Wyoming down through Colorado and Nebraska into southeastern Kansas, plus some scattered rain and snow in the Great Lakes, plus lake effect snows from Cleveland up to Buffalo. Now, we'll call up the global forecast system and predictive radar that shows more rain moving up through south and coastal Texas this weekend. Now, this particular model starts off at 6 o'clock Thursday night, and it ends next Thursday night, so this actually does take us through Thanksgiving. If the GFS model is correct, most of the rain will be from San Antonio, say from I-10 southward. Now, we're going to bring up a different model. This is the European model, which shows some fairly heavy rains around the coastal bend on Saturday, and this particular model is showing more rain off and on, and some of it heavy around the middle of the next week as well. So since these two models don't really agree, we're going to stay out of the argument for now. But just understand, if the Euro model is correct, there's going to be more and heavier rain early next week throughout the eastern third of the state. Now, let's stop the animation right on 6 o'clock next Thursday morning. That's early Thanksgiving Day. It shows a lot of rain, not only from I-10 down to the coast, but a large area of heavy rain, not far from Dallas-Fort Worth, maybe just southeast of Dallas-Fort Worth, all the way into East Texas. Okay, now let's zoom in on that just a little bit more so we have a little better bearing here on where that's going to be, southeast of Dallas. Now, I'm not necessarily buying this European model right now. Sometimes the Euro is better than anything else we have, but I wanted to show you the differences anyway. Sometimes we forecasters calling up additional data may pick one model over another, or we may come up with a forecast that's kind of a blend of multiple models. I guess the bottom line is, if you have travel plans, especially for south or coastal Texas, be ready for some rain next week. Maybe, according to the GFS, routine showers, but possibly heavier rains if the Euro model is right. Now let's move on to the forecast maps, which are a blend of digital maps and real live human forecasts. We call these the man-machine maps, okay? We start at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, Friday morning. Our next cold front is right on top of us, moving south tomorrow morning and possibly icing up a little bit in the Panhandle. Also, more snows in the Great Lakes and significant lake effect snows this weekend downstream from Lakes Erie and Ontario, with 2 to 3 feet of snow possible sometimes per day downstream from those lakes. And we'll see more of that lake effect snow until Lakes Erie and Ontario freeze over. If they freeze over, then the winds can't pick up the evaporated moisture from the liquid lakes and dump it on the colder land surface downstream. That's how you get those big lake effect snows. Okay, we're going to move on to Saturday morning now. The combination of Gulf moisture and the cold front really set off some fairly heavy rain Saturday in south and coastal Texas, with snow across West Texas, snow in the Great Lakes, more lake effect snow from Ohio and Pennsylvania into upstate New York, and a little bit of rain in Florida as well. By Sunday, there's some rain in the lower Rio Grande Valley left over, some rain in Florida, and still some lake effect snows in the northeast. On Monday, some of that rain in the lower valley starts expanding northward once again into East Texas, and heavier rains around the coastal bend. Still rainy in South Florida, and a new Pacific storm system coming ashore in Washington State. But again, on Monday, there could be some light showers as far north as the DFW area, but fairly light, okay? By Tuesday, rain in Florida, and lots of rain and snow expanding from the Pacific Northwest, with a big storm system coming ashore there. Rain and snow through Idaho and approaching Yellowstone National Park. Now on Wednesday, the big travel day, wet and windy in the Pacific Northwest, with snow across Idaho, through Yellowstone, and on down through to Salt Lake City and also into western Colorado, with rain possible mainly in East Texas, the coastal bend, and as far north as Memphis. And on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, rainy weather anywhere east of the Mississippi, and continued rain and snow from the Pacific Northwest across Idaho into Yellowstone once again. But our weather in Texas, Thanksgiving Day, looks just fine. Okay, so here's your WBAP Weather Center forecast. Starting today, sunny and mild, high today about 57, despite south winds 5 to 10. We're still going to be about 10 degrees cooler than we would be normally this time of year. Clear and cold tonight, lows 33 to 38, generally above freezing. Now, Friday, cold front is coming through. Could be some spotty showers mixed with snow flurries Friday night into Saturday morning. The high only 47 degrees and low is going to be 30 to 35. Northeast winds 10 to 15. Saturday, clearing breezy and cool with a high of 48 and a low near freezing. Sunday will warm up a little bit to 52, but we have yet another front coming through with a new chance of light rain, possibly mixed with snowflakes Sunday night into Monday morning, but the spotty shower should be ending by noon Monday with a high near 50. So thanks again for joining us for the WBAP 820 570 KLIF Weather Podcast. Have a great Thanksgiving. Please stay safe, and we'll get back together on December 1st. Thanks again. Bye-bye.